All hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
The declaration of the restoration of Biafra that brought us into the United States of Biafra today is very significant. I have urged everyone to go back and watch the video. When you are watching, study how events we are playing out. Study how things we are done. Study the positions everybody holds. Study how people we are protected and presented. That will help you to take a decision. That was why I laid that foundation when I started. Watch it on your own time. Watch everybody that appeared there, how they were presented before the whole world. The whole world was watching. The whole world, the international communities, we are waiting for their recognition today. Everybody was watching that video, and they are still watching up to today. The recognition of the United States of Biafra will come very, very soon. For you that is a genuine Biafra, don't allow anybody to distract you. The time for you to confess confusion. Every cobweb that is covering your eye have been cleared away finally. Do you still have any cobweb covering your eyes? Do you still have any blanket over your head? If you do, it means your own case is special and we cannot help you. My fellow Biafrans that is watching, the United States of Biafra has come to stay, and nothing on the planet Earth will change it. There is only one government. There is only one United States of Biafra. Under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, today, being managed on the order of the Deputy Prime Minister, COS, interim, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. Know this and know peace. Manipulation that is coming from angle that is supposed to encourage Biafra, they now change it to become a manipulation. And some Biafrans have been concerned. More especially when we talk about our angels on the ground. Every Biafrans want to make sure that the angels are properly taken care of. I understand that. That concern you have is the number one concern of the United States of Biafra government. The number one concern of the United States of Biafra government under the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, is to make sure that our angels are safe and sound and they have all they need. That is number one priority. And I know that that has been the concern of our Biafra people, more especially the Biafrans in our homeland. We are all concerned about this. Don't think that because we are living abroad, we do not care about home. So many of us living abroad have our families back home. Some of us have our immediate family. Some of us have our extended family. Some of us have friends and well-wishers. So we are all concerned equally about the situation. So don't think that we are ignorant about that concern. The same way you are concerned, that is the way every single one of us is concerned about the situation on the ground. And everything that we done to see that the men on the ground are okay and safe and sound will be done. One of the greatest weapons the enemy wanted to use is to create a division, to use a manipulation, using those weak points where they know your power lies. That was where they tried to capitalize on, to woo Biafrans. But I thank you that Biafrans are smart. There was one word that our Prime Minister said. After they kidnapped our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our Prime Minister said that we must continue. That the greatest mistake you will make in life is to make your enemy to know or feel that he's holding something that is so dear to your heart. If you make the enemy understand that that enemy is holding something that is very close to your heart, you stand a chance of losing the battle. 100%. That is why you must always stand strong and remain focused. Regardless what you see or what happens, remain focused. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter what happens. Any moment you begin to make your enemy feel that he's holding something that is so dear to your heart, you are losing the battle. Our Prime Minister made this statement, and that statement is very deep. And I will urge every Biafran to look into that statement and continue to apply it as we move forward. Because in this restoration of Biafra, there is bound to be obstacles at every stage. Obstacles at every stage. That is why you must understand that nobody is indispensable in this very pursuit for Biafra. You and I have equal responsibility to protect, to present Biafra before the whole world, and to defend the Biafra that we want. Under the United States of Biafra, I want you to have in your mind that in the pursuit of freedom, you have the right to pursue your freedom the way you deem fit. If you feel you cannot match to the speed of a certain group, or there are certain things that you're not clear about, and because of that, you cannot do what you have to do, and you feel there's a better way you can do things, please go on your path, go on your way, and do those things the way you want to do it in your name, and take responsibility to everything you do. That was why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, if you know what you will do to bring Biafra, go ahead and do it. Mazen Simon Ekpa went ahead to say that if you are fighting for Biafra, regardless which means you are fighting with it, go ahead and continue to fight for it. If you get it first, glory be to Chukwu Kabema. If we get it first before you, glory be to Chukwu Kabema. We will all meet in Biafra land at the end of the day, and the law of the land will decide who was on the right path and who is on the wrong path. And if there is any crime or any offense that have been committed in the course of the journey, the law is there to take its course. The full wrath of the law will come upon whoever has gone against the Biafran people in one way or the other, or against the government of Biafra in one way or the other. It is not in my hand to decide. It is not in the hand of our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebowese, to decide. We already have a constitution that will answer all questions. Dr. Ngozi Orebowese today is running the office of the Prime Minister that was handed over to her by the Prime Minister himself, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoku, the Dragon. So this is where we are. Don't get confused. Don't get confused. Always focus your attention on the institution. The institution and the government that hold us together today, under our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, is the United States of Biafra. Every Biafran is part of it. If you decide to take yourself away from it, we have no problem with you. You want to create your own government, you want to create your own ideology, you are free to do that. But under the United States of Biafra that is registered and documented, legally known by the whole world today, that everybody went to Finland to declare, where the whole world was watching. That was why I started the program the way I started. You will see the Deputy Prime Minister on the podium. You see the two guards beside her. Those appearance has meaning. Her appearance, the way she appeared on that very day of declaration, has a deep meaning. If you don't understand the word we say, at least the visual appearance can interpret a lot of things for you. But if at the end of the day, after seeing that, you chose to put your tent somewhere else, we don't have a problem with you. Go ahead, continue. We shall meet in Biafra land. And that brings me to the post that the Deputy Prime Minister made. That post has answered a lot of questions and fear of many people, Biafrans, home and abroad. And I'm going to try to read out this post. Very important. You're welcome, my beloved brother. Let me read out this post before I now allow you to make introductions. This is the post that was made by Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze, the Deputy Prime Minister, COS Interim. I want you to follow me so that we can go this post. It is very important. This post came from the Biafran government, and it reads, December 23, 2024. United States of Biafra Government, Department of Defense. This is the area that Biafrans are so worried about. This is the area that the enemy focused on to capitalize and confuse Biafra, because they know that these people are dear to our hearts and they want to use it to blackmail us. So many things you're going to hear on this place are things that Mazi Samanaka put in place. But it wasn't necessary to be spoken to the public because there's an office manager. But today, most of those things have been made public to make sure that everybody is carried along, to make sure that people are not deceived or distracted. That is why you are seeing these updates you are seeing. They are not new. And I read, December 23, 2024, United States of Biafra Government, Department of Defense. Decentralization of United States of Biafra Defense Forces, BLA, BRF, BAF, DFM, Biafra Navy. Decentralized military command offers several key benefits. Increased responsiveness. Local commanders can make decisions based on real-time condition, context, leading to quicker and more effective responses to emerging threats or situations. 2. Enhanced flexibility. Decentralization allows for more adaptable operation as units can act independently on or in coordination without waiting for order from a central authority, which can be critical in dynamic environments. It went ahead to read. The United States of Biafra Defense Forces are hereby ordered to adhere to this directive and follow the established state command structure. I want you to underline this. The United States of Biafra Defense Forces are hereby ordered to adhere to this directive and follow the established state command structure. Established state command structure. From this date, every state in the United States of Biafra will have a state command who will direct military operations in their assigned states. All state commanders are equal in rank and have direct communication with the Defense Department. Once all occupying forces are completely removed from our nation, our independence fully restored, the Defense Department will revisit these directives. Signed, Solomon and Secretary of Defense. This is the updates that came from the United States of Biafra government. This very update has cleared so many things. You know, when we talk about people, when you hear people say there is a way things are being wrong, when you hear something like there is a way Mazi Samanaka do so, there is a structure put in place by Mazi Samanaka, it wasn't necessary to speak about these things in the public initially. But those of us who were opportune to be in cabinet meetings, so many things you are going to be seeing outside today are things that are discussed inside. These are things we know. Even the people that are rebelling against it, they know that Mazi Simon Ekpa put all these structures in place. But today, they have decided to use some certain section to confuse people and draw away the attention of the Biafrans. That is why it has become necessary that those things now are beginning to be made officially public for the Biafrans to know the structure on the ground. Even before now, in one of my broadcasts, I was forced to make comments on this direction. It was one of the programs, somebody came and began to talk about somebody who was speaking online that his overall commander is this. And I was forced to make a statement on that very day. That was a program was held about 2 days or 3 days ago. I was forced to speak out on that very, and I told them that the structure on the ground for our men is different from what they are presenting to you. It is not. It is quite different from what the propaganda you are hearing. And I thank Chukwu Okeke today. Finally, the Deputy Prime Minister have deemed fit, have seen its importance to allow the Defense Minister to make some of those informations public so that the Biafrans will be carried along. Because the heart of the Biafrans is always on that section. And the enemy knows that that is where our heart lies. That is why they capitalize on that. But I want to assure every Biafrans, the structure that Mazi Simon Ekpa put in place is a masterclass. And that is why when he used to tell you that what you don't know is bigger than you, that is what it means. There are certain things are not the way you see. Not because I'm broadcasting here today, I'm talking. As a member, as somebody who have seen certain things inside and outside. And I think I have known it all. There are so many things. There are people who know even better than I do. You don't even know them. I don't even know them. But when you engage them, the way they talk and the information they give to you, you'll be surprised. How comes this person knows this much? That is why you must not use any angle you are being placed on. Whether you are made a coordinator or you are made of this one or you are a speaker or whatever. Whatever role, focus on that very role you are being given. Like those of us who are being placed to sensitize Biafrans, help to answer questions and promote Biafra. That should be my focus. To promote Biafra. To answer some questions. Those I cannot answer, I will refer you to the right people and they answer the question. That should be my area of consideration. I cannot be on media where I know is area I'm supposed to be sensitizing people and making the world to know what Biafra is made of. Then I'll be now talking about finance, focusing on finance. I'll be interested in putting myself in finance or in defense or in taking over all the way. That's not how it works. We should learn to obey the rule of law. Whichever area you are being placed, focus on it. As you are watching and listening, I want every Biafran to understand that we have stepped away from agitation. From agitation, we entered into the declaration. The declaration process was led by Briggy. Briggy did their work. Every single official in Briggy, they did their work excellently well. Mazi Simon was able to manage it, and the declaration was made. And when I started this program today, I chose to use a different form, and you saw the declaration. If you have time, go back and watch the video of declaration, how people were introduced, how people were presented. It will help you to know what is actually going on. And today, the question has even been answered much more than before. Now, the reason why people were doing what they are doing is now becoming more clearer than ever. The reasons why people decided to take a different route is becoming more clearer than ever. And if you're a Biafran, you are still confused. I am sorry, I cannot help you. We can't slow down because of you. We have a government to protect. The movement have already started. The government of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa and our Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, today being run by the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, is already sending delegates to countries of the world, writing letters. Our legal team is in action. The lobbying firm are doing the necessary things. Nobody is idle, and nobody is waiting for anybody. Don't get confused. Don't get distracted. If you know the role you are playing while Mazi Simon Ekpa was there, by supporting, preach Biafra, support financially, support morally, support prayerfully, go ahead and continue to do it and even double your effort. Because where we are today is on the restoration level, on the ground, and recognition. In that restoration and recognition, you have a role to play. The whole world is watching us. The whole world is watching us. And there is a government they saw that we presented to them and told them that we have declared. They were there watching us, and today they are watching those people you presented. And whatever document they're going to send to you, either by invitation or whatever, it is that government, that people you presented to them they're going to talk to. You have something to represent. I have something to represent. We must continue to project Biafra before the whole world and let them know our grievances, that we are done with the zoo. We are not going back to Egypt. We are done and we are done. Nothing will take us back to Egypt. We must continue to present Biafra, United States of Biafra, to the world as a nation that has been redeclared. Seeking for recognition the best way we can. Identify yourself as a member of the United States of Biafra, as a Biafran, wherever you find yourself. Support financially, support morally, anything you know you can do, continue to do it. And those on the ground, hold yourself. Don't get distracted. Never get distracted. Every state, just as I read on this very notice that came out, every state have its own command. There is no special person you will say he's overall. Every ranking is equal on the command on the ground. We are still on restoration. After the government has been restored completely, the order will be revisited by the defense minister and things will take its shape. This structure was put in place by our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, to avoid what you are seeing happening today. It is because of what is happening today that Mazi Simon Ekpa put this thing in place. So that somebody will not wake up tomorrow and talk about overthrow. When you take your military and you hand it over somebody else, one person will come and begin to claim overall, and before you know, things will get out of hand. That is why Mazi Simon Ekpa broke it into pieces. Every state on its own command, reporting to the Minister of Defense directly. These things are not things we have to discuss on, but it has become necessary. That was why you see it being sent out officially to encourage Biafra, because no, we are worried. Biafrans are worried. More especially on defense. But I bet you, the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, foreseeing this thing, he saw it coming. And he put a structure on the ground. That is why sometimes I say we are blessed with leaders, not rulers. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell you cannot destroy IPOB for 1,000 years, he said it's written. And Mazi Simon Ekpa learned a lot of lessons from him. And at this time, there is no way we can fail. Do not get distracted. Do not get discouraged. We are going somewhere and we shall overcome. No matter.
Defending the structure being laid down by two people, which I know very well, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. This is the government they laid down for us to follow, and we are following it. You don't need to be confused in anything. Whatever is happening now is what's supposed to happen. At every step we get, we cross the bridge. Now the bridge is that we are in Biafra, 40 States of United States of Biafra is where we are. No individual interest, no individual personal account, no individual in anything. Everything must be under the government. And you will not like the government in the first place, because to get something good is going to be suffer those who believe in it. And when you endure the suffer of the government, at last you will find joy. You also like to work with the government also. In the letter that our defense officer post out, that is the way everything started, because we said no people, no Biafra gaba ruolo. Now, starting from the defense quarter. It's not that you will be here, somebody from old Enugu state will come and control, have a command in Anambra state. No. Let the Anambra people who know what is their problem take the lead by themselves, and we get it right. Nobody is a special force. Nobody is a special authority. Every Biafra Liberation Army in all our 40 states of Biafra, one person must lead from every state. No special people on it. What makes you special is how you carry your work in Biafra land, and how you defend your state is what is going to make you special. It's not by talking, it's by taking the action. What is the action? Make sure you are dealing with Nigeria government, their police, their army, and whatever so that has the uniform in that place. It's not like when we are in the work, because when we have only one command. If you don't send it to Abuja or to state of Anambra State, you are nobody. So now, stay in your state, in your local government, defend yourself. That is why we said that Biafra restoration will start from house to house, street to street, county to county, and that is where we are for now. So in conclusion, I want to say this. It's not by saying, it's by doing the action. The action is the letter you see out now. Conduct yourself. Work according to the instruction. We are there already. No matter whatever goes on, it must surely come down. We have seen it for the first time, for the second time, and this third time we do nothing to us. We move. No surrender, no retreat. Ngozi Orabueze, our Deputy Prime Minister, airborne. We are supporting 40 States of Biafra. We move.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Chinon. So, my brother Christian, Honorable, take your stance, take your mic.
Yeah, morning, Mazi Chooks, and my greetings to everybody in the house. Yeah, what I have is a question, more or less. So I want to ask you, Mazi Chooks, specifically, are you aware that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is a member of People's Club of Nigeria, and what do you make of it?
On that question, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is she has the right to belong to any organization she wants to belong, and that is the freedom that every one of us as Biafran have. And not until now that we are here, every one of us have been in one group or the other. Our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was one of the founders of APGA that you see today. APGA political party. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was part of them. He was a spokesperson in the UK. And you can see there was a video where he was also promoting Nigeria issue. And then even our Prime Minister, up until 2011, I think when he joined this very struggle, our Prime Minister was a strong defender of the zoo, and he was hosting them and also attending to them until he took up a mantle, and then he stepped back on certain issues and blocked certain things. And most of us here belong to so many things and so many groups. That has nothing to do with the organization here, except if you're in leadership. There are certain things you have to limit. But somebody cannot come and begin to hunt somebody because of where you belong before. Every one of us have been in Nigeria in one time, at one time or the other. And I don't think that has anything to do with the position anybody holds presently. Where we are concerned now is the position you're holding presently and your stance.
I get you. Now, why do I ask the question is that it's understandable that, like you rightly said, yeah, we all belong to different groups in the past, right? I have a big auntie in Onitsha. She's late now, but she used to be a strong member of the organization. So, but I bring this question up because now I don't know if she's still a member of the club. Why do I say that? Because if she is still a member of People's Club of Nigeria, that creates a situation that is called conflict of interest, because I'm very direct. I speak my mind regardless. Now, no one can serve two masters. And I appreciate Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. I appreciate her a lot. I really do like her. I think she's very qualified. So, but this is also, should I say, a mark of leadership quality, transparency is very vital, so it was she that brought it up, right? So it's good. So like I said, that is transparency, and that's what we want in Biafra. But by the time Biafra is fully settled and consolidated and restored, we want that, because that is what we don't have in the zoo, and that is one of the reasons why we are leaving. So like I said, if she used to be, or she belongs, like many of us in the past, that is fine. But she has to, in my opinion, this is my opinion now, she has to either denounce it or resign from it, because no one can serve two masters. I know People's Club, like I say, my auntie belongs, so I know the makeup of it, the components of the organization. So that's why I'm raising, because like you earlier said, that she listened to this program, our PM listened to the word, a lot of people listening. So that's why I'm bringing it up, because we have to move on from the get-go. We have to create the right steps to get into our land. So my advice, should I say, is, because she's in the leadership position now in the absence of our PM, so she has to retire from there and concentrate, because we know what People's Club of Nigeria pertain to. So that's just my question. So, and you see, I have also elaborated on why I asked the question, that if you are aware of it, and why she shouldn't continue to be a member of that organization, and why running Biafra affairs at the same time, because Satan doesn't cast out Satan, that is for sure, and no man can serve two masters. Thank you so much. That is my situation.
Thank you so much, my brother. I love such questions. Those are the kind of questions we are supposed to be treating, because not just because you ask it, will help to also educate some other people out there. That is why the question is very important. And there's one question I want to ask every one of us here. Do we really trust Master Simon Ekpa all this while he has been with us? If we trust Master Simon Ekpa, do you think that Dr. Ngozi Orebeze did not go through scrutiny before she arrived to that very position? Do you think that she didn't go through scrutiny before she got to that point, knowing who Master Simon Ekpa is and the battle he himself faced, the way they attacked him? Even Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, the very first time she joined this very struggle, the attack that was against her before this appointment, before the appointment as the COS. Can I
answer you the question?
Let me come down. When I finish, then you respond. So, do we really believe in Master Simon Ekpa, or do we think that Master Simon Ekpa is not capable and she didn't pass through those scrutiny before ever attending to the post of the COS? Now go on and answer. Who is speaking?
Yeah, the answer, this is Apostle Paul. The answer is our Prime Minister is a wise man, and is an intelligent man, and at the same time is a human being. He's a human being.
Sure.
And he has never come to us and tell us that any of his cabinet member, both Ngozi Orebeze, both everybody in his cabinet, that is treating him bad. He has never. And apart from our COS, it's not an elected position in our struggle. COS is an appointed position in our struggle. And I want to let us know, that COS, everybody is supposed to have COS. So what I'm trying to say is that you know that Samuel Ekpa, which is my good friend, he has not done anything wrong. He's a smart person. But as a leader, he has put a structure on the ground. And that structure is democratic. It's It's not assuming, to me, Ngozi Orebeze would have been, once you were a leader, you have to learn to gather people. You have to learn to carry everybody along. That is one of the strategy of leadership. And you will foresee what will cause trouble, what will cause you trouble and crisis. Avoid it. And when you avoid it, you manage it until you flow out of that trouble, then you hammer the person out. But this thing that is going on, before I drop, let me just ask the question I want to ask you before I drop. Number one question I want to ask you. Do you think that Odumogwu Ojukwu want to fail when he started Biafra? Number one question. Do you think Wazulike want to fail when he started Biafra? Number two question. Do you think Nnamdi Kanu want to fail when he started Biafra? The number three question. Do you think that Moses Samuel, our Prime Minister, want to fail when he started Biafra? That's the fourth question. Then if you know this question, then what makes these people not to get to the conclusion of Biafra? And if you can answer this question, what makes them not to get to the conclusion of this Biafra struggle? Then you can be able to examine everything going on now. Are we going in the same direction, or we are not going in the same direction? Wisdom speaks louder than voice. Simple. I'm a pastor. I've just told you what I asked you to answer, because I believe Ojukwu want to succeed. I believe Wazulike want to succeed. I believe Mazen Kanu, our supreme leader, want to succeed. I believe that Samuel Ekpa want to succeed. What are the powers that are stopping them? Are you sure those powers are not infiltrated? Thank you.
I'm very sorry. I was kicked out from the program, so I wasn't hearing I didn't hear your submission. I'm very sorry. I was kicked out.
Let me ask it quickly. I said number one question. Do you think that Odumogwu Ojukwu doesn't want to succeed when he started fighting Biafra? Do you think Wazulike doesn't want to succeed? Do you think Nnamdi Kanu doesn't want to succeed? Do you think that Samuel Ekpa doesn't want to succeed? So all of them wanted to bring it to conclusion. What are the factors that make these people not to succeed? And now, are you sure that it's not the same factors that made these people not to succeed, that is playing a game that you people are flowing with now, that without understanding that the same factor is on the play right now? Because there is nothing you can do. We can be shouting here, but those who have the plan have set it in motion and it's playing out, and you people have forgotten to see the past, to be able to check the future. And that is what I'm telling you. Everything has procedure. For Ngozi to become a leader and bring out crisis like this, I suspend the leadership. I'm not saying it. I'm saying it as a man of God. It looks suspicious to me. And that is what I stand for as a Biafran. Now, all of us should retrace step, both left and right, and come back to the drawing table or edge. The same thing that stopped Ojukwu, the same thing that stopped Wazulike, the same thing that stopped Nnamdi Kanu, the same thing that stopped Samuel Ekpa is going to stop you people. Mark my word. Ask. That makes me to respond to your question.
Yeah.
You know, you are the one that brought up the question. Yeah. Then I respond to your question. And I respond to your question. He said that Nnamdi Kanu, Samuel Ekpa trusted him. Then I trusted her. Before, I told you that when Samuel Ekpa was around, he didn't bring any complaint to us that any of his cabinet is giving him trouble. He did not. He did not bring it out. I know very well. I have the red number of Samuel Ekpa. We talk. He has not brought anybody, any of his cabinet, whether communication minister, finance minister, or COS, everybody. He was carrying everybody along. And after the convention, after the declaration, there was no something that we know that happened wrongly. Apart from that they're supposed to declare it on 2nd, it was declared on 29th. That is personal something that knows within the leadership that us, the public, and us did not know. And it was managed there that it did not make any noise to the world to see, and which is very, very okay because everybody acted professionally and wise. Then what I'm now, I added to you. Then after answering this your question, I added to you. I said, let me now take 2 stones to kill 1 bird, 1 stone to kill 1 bird. I ask you, our supreme leader Ojukwu, do you think he doesn't want to succeed? Do you think Wazulike never want to succeed to bring Biafra? Do you think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't want to succeed to bring Biafra? Do you think Samalekpa doesn't want to bring Biafra? And do you know what stops them? Do you know what stopped them? And if it is what stopped them, don't you think that the same thing that stops them is playing a very powerful game in you people's minds and your actions to bring this Biafra struggle to stop? Because I had one brother said that each state will have their defense and they don't every state defend their state. There is no military in the world that has no central command. That central command knows what happens in everywhere. There's difference between police and military. They must have a central command. You can't tell me that every state have every district. Every state will be working for Nigerian government then. So what I'm not trying to tell us, you people should be very careful because I don't think you people have enough energy, spiritual energy and wisdom to carry out this assignment right now. And that is why I don't trust this industry of a person because why? His leadership command a lot of crisis. He command crisis. A good leadership bring people along.
Okay. Now I get you. Pastor. I think I've gotten what I wanted to hear from you. I've gotten what I wanted to hear from you. And let me clear that wrong notion you are trying to paint. There is a wrong notion you are trying to paint here when you try to create some kind of false informations that you are passing out. My own very self that is speaking here, I attend all the cabinet meetings. And when you come here to say that Mazi Samaneka have not complained to you, Mazi Samaneka doesn't have to complain to you what is happening in the cabinet. You have no such right. He cannot tell you what is happening in the cabinet. I am now telling you what happens in the cabinet. I attend all the cabinet meetings. Don't see because I'm here speaking on media. Or I
don't like when you say that I have no right. Who told you I don't have rights?
You do not have such right to bring this people. When you bring this anybody, listen. Mr. Pastor, let me talk. When you come here to preach this kind of paint this kind of picture that you have some spiritual power or some spiritual strength to begin to command and direct people on what to do. You have no such power. And Mazi Samaneka cannot disclose to you what happens in the cabinet. If you want to know what happens in the cabinet, you ask members of the cabinet. They are the ones that have the right to know. And we don't come here to talk to people and begin to tell people what happens. There are a lot of things I know, but because I'm in the media, I will not come to media and begin to preach it to you. I will not come to media and begin to paint pictures or tell you something that doesn't exist.
Now, why are you people saying it now? Why are you 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 saying it now?
You are making this platform to look in much. Allow him to finish now before you say a word.
Can you keep silent and let me
be matured now? Nobody's talking. You say you are a man of God. Please be matured now. When everybody's talking, nobody's talking. Please allow him to talk.
This is why people don't respect them.
Malthus, I can address him. Malthus, I can briefly address him too. I'm not a pastor, but I am blessed with wisdom, and I follow the wisdom diligently and gently. I don't begrudge or try to belittle anybody. So my thing is this: there are things he said that I agree with, but there are things I do not agree with. Because when he said that the leadership of Ngozi Orebeze, that he's suspicious and this and that, I don't buy into that. Why do I say that? Wait, bro, wait.
Go ahead.
Wait. Why I don't buy into that? I don't do this pastor business, whatever. I don't do that. You know, I follow the wisdom of God. If you are blessed, if you are intelligent, God give it to everybody, right? So in every situations like this, it's not even a new thing to see katakata among people. Do you know what it means to fight for freedom of a people that has been oppressed, marginalized, maligned, and subjugated for decade and decade, and you are fighting against a monstrous nation like Nigeria with unlimited resources? They can buy anybody. So don't say, when you say that Ojukwu failed, Wazirike failed, Nnamdi Kanu failed, Simon Ekpa didn't fail, and the fact that all this time hasn't worked doesn't mean it's not gonna work. It's just a phase. It's a process. That's how it works. So please don't do that, because that is deception on its own. I know that is why I said that the struggle of Biafra, I always describe it as sometimes it's like a camel going through the eyes of a needle, but that doesn't mean that camel will not go through the eyes of a needle, because it sure will, by the grace of God and with our effort, because Biafra is an ordained project in the hand of God. No man can stop it. It can delay, it can take time, it can take a lot, but it will surely come as long as God liveth. Trust me. So no pastor, no man of God preaching here and there, I don't buy into that. So what is happening is not new. In Finland, they had their problem. When they got their independence, they fought war. Even after that, there was infighting among themselves. They fought and fought. A lot of people, gets into it. Eventually, they get themselves together. That's how it is in everywhere. So please don't tell me that because Ojukwu failed, this failed, therefore we shouldn't. Now, the issue of, we also know that this is human nature we're dealing with. The ego is involved. There are people. There's somebody said, so you can see that these are the dynamics of confusion. When you think that the woman is not capable of,
Pastor, please.
I told you that what makes him to fail is different thing.
Don't interject.
Pastor Paul, I want to ask you, you are Pharisee a pastor, Pastor Paul. You are Pharisee a pastor. Why are you a pastor?
Is that?
Please, let's not go to that direction. Please, it's okay. Let's not go to
No,
that
I didn't say Ojukwu fail. No, I said what makes them fail. What makes them?
Let us be civil here. The whole world is watching us. People are watching this very thing. But when we are talking about a government issue, we are talking about the government. We are talking about things we see. Forget about this invisibility. This insinuation that people are making. Please. Christian, go ahead.
Part of the problem in that country generally is this pastor, church, imam, blah blah blah. These are part of the major. I'm telling you the truth. The politicians, the religious leaders, these are contributing major problem in the because that is not how nature works. You have to go for what you want. You cannot sit down and expect God to come down. God will empower you, give you wisdom, give you everything, but you have to go out and get it. Israel, they are fighting like hell, but they are people of God too, but they don't.
For the record, he removed himself. I didn't remove him because he will go and tell them that I removed him in my program. I did not remove him. He was the one that just removed himself.
Let him go.
I did not remove him.
Let him go. We've passed.
He might go and tell them that I removed him.
We've passed that stage.
He removed himself. Go ahead.
We passed that stage. We read the Bible. We understand God. I personally understand God's fundamentals. You have to go and get what you want. He has given you everything, but you have to go and get it. So let no pastor, because there are lots of deception in that country. This one will come and prophesy, and gullible people will fall for it. How can you tell me that? Do you know why Ojukwu did not work? This did not work, that did not work. It's a process. It's a process. And we're getting there. Nobody, from the Ojukwu down to Wazirike, down to Nnamdi Kanu, nobody has reached this stage where we are now in the past. So the fact that we are here now is a progress. It means that we are getting there. But we still have to be asking questions. We have to ask valid questions that make sense. Like when I asked you, bro, about the membership of People's Club of Nigeria, and you gave me an answer. And I also want to have another thing I wanted to add. That is that, what do you think about, for example, if she will continue to be a member of it? Because like you said, I believe that she will see this video, this clip, so that we have, if we don't ask ourselves hard questions, we can never get better. But don't come with lies and deception. Don't come with mischievousness because this, that. No. We will not. We pass that stage. We have to. That is what Nnamdi Kanu said. The type of Biafra we're going to build is a Biafra where people's brain will begin to work. You begin to ask questions. You can't just be gullible like that and being played around. So that was going to be my next question. That do you think that she should continue to be member of FIT, of Nigerian People's Club, or if she can resign? Because I don't have any problem with her, like I said, but just that I don't want this conflict of interest. So thank you. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much for that. You asked a very intelligent question, and I believe that question was answered. And again, the issue of being a member of People's Club. I'm not a member of People's Club. I don't know what they do and whatever, but I know People's Club has nothing to do with the Nigerian government. It's not Nigerian government. People's Club, mostly the way I know it, is a club that is owned by people from the Igbo section, part of the land. It's people from the Igbo part of the land. If there's other underground things they are doing there, one thing I believe that before Mazi Simon Ekpa will elevate her to this level, she has passed through those scrutiny. Whatever organization, just like when they say she is a member of, she has what do they call it? They say because she's giving relief to people in the north. They brought that one, that she's a member of one of the northern group. She's giving a relief to them, and because she's giving a relief to the north, that one is a problem. You cannot deal with northern. How can you be a Biafran and you're dealing with northerns? But these things are just excuses that doesn't hold water. We cannot work as an island, even when Biafra is established. Even with the zoo, we will still work with the zoo. They are our neighbors. We will still do business with them.
When we are
together. So these things are
when we establish
the worries and concerns of the Biafrans are genuine. But if you trust the government under my sister, whatever that have taken us this far, I strongly believe that all this process have been passed. She passed through scrutiny before she got to that stage. She passed through scrutiny before she got to that very stage. And from then up till now, so far, she has not done anything contrary to pursuing the independence of Biafra through the knowledge and wisdom that she has acquired in wherever she belonged in the past. Just as I said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was also a member of a party before he finally quit. Mazi Simon Ekpa, a member of a party. Owazurike, a member of a party. Every one of us here, we were in one party or the other before we finally found out that there is no way there. And now, where we stand today is what matters. Our stand today is what matters. That is what matters. So please let us take it easy. Whatever, there are a lot of people on the waiting room. There's a lot of people on the waiting room. So when you respond, I will only leave some few people here that have been here with me all the time. So when you respond, we give some other people a chance to come in and give their questions or whatever. Then we now still proceed. Before we go on, please, my brother Maxwell, if you want to make a speech, just make it that 2 minutes so that we can be able to catch up. Or let's see, okay, let it not be that we are running away from other people. I think Okafor is here. Let's Okafor. My brother Okafor, go ahead and speak. Go ahead and speak. Just 2 minutes, and then we bring other people in. The room can contain only 6 people. Okafor is always here with me. He starts with me. So after his question, he can just go down. Then I bring another person. The person asks and go down, and he will come back. Right. Go ahead, my brother Okafor.
Thank you, my brother. I greet everybody in the house. My brother, choose. The Lord is your strength. May God Almighty protect you and protect your family.
You see?
Therefore, this is another day that the Lord has made, that we will rejoice and be glad on it. Like I usually